now we're going to move on to our next presentation, which will explore new research demonstrating the efficacy of Ginfort as a single dose at 100 milligrams. I'm going to turn the stage over to Dr. Somashekara. She's co-founder and chief science officer at Olin Life Sciences. And again, at the end of the talk, we'll get to your questions on this presentation.
Hi, everyone. My name is Dr. Somu. I'm the co-founder and chief scientific officer of Olin Life Sciences Private Limited. At Olin, we focus on developing patented and clinically proven ingredients. To this effect, we filed over 100 IP applications globally. That includes 46 patent applications. Today, I'm going to discuss about a new human clinical study, which we have done on our star product, Ginfort. Before I discuss the clinical study data, I'm going to briefly introduce the product Ginfort, the technology which is involved in making Ginfort, and the mechanism of action. Ginfort is highly concentrated ginger extract. It is standardized to more than 26% gingerites by HPLC. It is made using our proprietary Aquisome technology. Aquisome technology is nothing but a platform technology which creates highly concentrated and slow release and bioavailable nutraceutical ingredients. Let me briefly introduce the Ginfort. Ginfort is once daily ginger product. It is standardized to more than 26% total gingerites. This consists of 6 gingerols, 8 gingerol, 10 gingerols, and 6 shoggols, 8 shoggols, and 10 shoggols. Out of this, the 6 gingerol content, which is one of the major active ingredient of ginger, is 16%, making the Ginfort highly concentrated product on the market. Ginfort is slow release product. The slow release profile is very important for reducing the frequency of the dose. Since it is slow release for its active ingredients or the active compounds, Ginfort is once daily product. Ginfort is backed with 3 human clinical studies. So first study we have done on the subjects with the functional dyspepsia. This study was a randomized double-blind placebo-controlled study, which is considered as a gold design in the clinical study industry. Here, like the dose which we have used is 200 mg twice daily, and the study was done for 28 days, 4 weeks. At the end of the study, 79% of the people who took Ginfort said that their symptoms were greatly reduced, whereas it was only 21% in placebo. This second study was done on women subjects with the primary dysmenorrhea. Primary dysmenorrhea is nothing but the painful menstruation, which woman undergoes every month. Here in this study, so we recruited 50 women subjects suffering from primary dysmenorrhea. And the dose of the product which we have used in the study is 100 mg twice daily. And the duration of the study was for 90 days, covering 3 menstrual cycles. The first cycle was considered as baseline, and another 2 cycles were follow-up visits. During this study, the subjects who took Ginfort had 84% reduction in the pain versus 12% in the placebo. Also, the associated symptoms such as back pain and the fatigue were reduced significantly in the Ginfort group, and also nausea and vomiting was completely vanished. Ginfort is low dose product. The dose is only 100 mg, that too once a day. Ginfort is highly safe. The safety of the Ginfort is proven through preclinical safety studies as per the OECD guidelines. Normally, OECD guidelines are followed for pharmaceutical products. We have used the same guidelines for proving the safety of Ginfort. We have done acute oral toxicity study, Ames test, chromosomal aberration test, followed by 90 days repeated dose toxicity study. In all these studies, Ginfort was found to be safe. Ginfort is protected by a strong IP globally. the patent for the product and the technology is granted in USA, EU, Australia, and India. Let's talk about the technology which is involved in Ginfort, the activosome technology, how it creates highly concentrated products. Here in this slide, I've compared activosome technology with the products which are there in the market, which are produced by using conventional technologies. The first category of the product, which is available in the market, is the dry ginger root powder. This is not standardized, hence the efficacy is inconsistent. The actives may be very low as 2%, has 0 to 2%. Because this contains very low actives, the dose which is required is high as 2 grams per day, which is not convenient to the consumer, and also it's not manufacturer friendly. Because this contains low actives, the product dose is high and is bulkier. If the manufacturer wants to combine this product with any other synergistic ingredients, they will not be able to do so. The other category of products which are available in the market are produced by microencapsulations or plating method. Here, both these methods uses liquid ginger extract and convert that into powder by using excipients. While doing so, these methods need higher amount of excipients, as high as 75%. These methods leads to products with low actives, maybe around 5 to 8% and slightly more than that. These products again has a low actives. Because of that, the dose required is higher, again not consumer friendly and also manufacturer friendly. Whereas activosome technology converts the liquid ginger extract into powder by using low amount of excipients, as low as 30%. This is how the technology creates highly concentrated products besides being bioavailable and sustained release. Let's discuss about mechanism of action of Ginfort, how it alleviates the symptoms associated with functional dyspepsia. Ginfort works mainly through two mechanisms. One, it stimulates the gastric secretions for improved digestion. Second one is it normalizes antral contractions. Antral contraction has a two important role. One, it breaks down the food particle into smaller particles and then mixes the food with the digestive enzymes for a proper digestion. The second one and the important one is it pushes the product from the stomach into the small intestine for the further digestion and then absorption. Normally, the people with functional dyspepsia will have a poor antral contraction. Ginfort normalizes the antral contraction, thereby alleviates the symptoms associated with functional dyspepsia. The current study which we have done on Ginfort is a randomized double-blind placebo-controlled study. It's also a dose range study because we have used 2 doses here. Let me tell you how we have planned this study. So after doing the first 2 human clinical study, we started marketing the Ginfort, and then we started getting the feedback from the physicians as well as the consumers. They said that Ginfort is effective in single dose. They don't have to take the second dose for their issues. This made us to think and design the study and carry out this. Here in the study, we recruited 66 subjects suffering from functional dyspepsia as per the Rome 3 criteria. Then these subjects were randomized into 100 mg once daily of Ginfort, 100 mg twice daily of Ginfort, and then the placebo. Duration of this study was for 4 weeks, having the visits on day 7, day 14, day 28. We also had the visits on day 42. That was a follow-up visit. Age of the subjects who participated in the trials was ranging from 18 to 55 years of age. We evaluated overall treatment efficacy as the primary endpoint by using 7-point Likert scale, where we asked a question to the subjects saying that whether their symptoms were extremely improved, slightly improved, not changed, slightly aggravated, aggravated, and extremely aggravated. The subjects who scored improved and extremely improved were considered for calculating overall treatment efficacy. As a secondary endpoints, we calculated elimination rate of major symptoms such as fullness, bloating, and early satiety. The subjects who scored 0 on the severity scale of 0 to 3 were considered for calculating elimination rate. 0 means no symptoms, 1 is mild, 2 is moderate, and the 3 is severe symptoms. We also measured the elimination rate of each individual symptoms such as abdominal pain, abdominal discomfort, fullness, bloating. Early satiation means you feel like you're full before you complete the meal. Excessive belching, nausea, vomiting, and heartburn. Additionally, we tested the subjects for SIBO, small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, by using hydrogen breath test. The concentration of hydrogen in the breath is directly proportional to the bacterial overgrowth. This test says that whether the bacterial overgrowth is reduced by the products or not upon treatment. This graph shows the data for percentage change in total symptom score. The symptoms which are evaluated on the severity scale of 0 to 3 are pain, abdominal discomfort, postprandial fullness, abdominal bloating, early satiation, excessive belching, nausea, vomiting, and heartburn. We have taken some of all these scores and calculated percentage change in the symptom score from the baseline. We have done this evaluation on day 7, day 14, day 28. Now at day 7, the percentage change was 51.64% in once daily dose. It was 60.99% in twice daily dose group, and in placebo it was 11.68%. This percentage change was gradually improved on day 14, and it was 73.95% in once daily dose group, 81.08% in twice daily dose group, and 17.52% in placebo group. And day 28, the scores, the percentage change stood at 89.38% in once daily dose group, 91.62% in twice daily group, and in placebo it was 40.53. The data again here, it was significant between the two Ginfort treatment groups versus placebo, but it was not significant between the Ginfort groups. This graph shows the data for change in hydrogen level in breath, SIBO test. Basically, hydrogen breath test is done by giving a glucose solutions and taking the breath samples at different time points, such as 0 minute, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, 90 minutes, and 120 minutes, and analyzed for hydrogen level. Hydrogen levels of more than 20 ppm is considered as SIBO positive. We subjected all the subjects for a SIBO test, and we found only 3 subjects in Ginfort group are positive and only 1 subject in placebo positive. Here I've presented the data for the 3 subjects who are there in the Ginfort group. I've added all the hydrogen test results and presented as baseline results and day 28 results. At the baseline, at 0 minute, the hydrogen levels were 56 ppm, and it was 96 ppm at 30 minutes, 148 ppm in 60 minutes, 113 ppm at 90 minutes, 101 ppm at 120 minutes. Again, after the supplementation on day 28, we subjected these subjects for the hydrogen breath test. We found a numerical decrease in the hydrogen levels in the breath. The values were 46 ppm at 0 minute, 84 ppm at 30 minutes, 128 ppm at 60 minutes, 104 ppm at 90 minutes, 84 ppm at 120 minutes. There was a numerical difference in the hydrogen levels, though the data was not significant. This data says that there's a requirement for a long-term study in order to evaluate the efficacy of the Ginfort on SIBO. As of now, based on these results, we can actually say that the Ginfort's main mechanism is through normalizing antral contraction. To summarize the presentation, Ginfort is a patented and clinically proven ginger extract. It is standardized to more than 26% gingerites. Ginfort is backed with 3 human clinical studies, 2 studies on digestive health, 1 study on menstrual discomfort, that's nothing but primary dysmenorrhea. And we also have 2 ongoing studies with Ginfort. One is for GLP-1 support, another one is nausea-related studies, specifically motion sickness study. Ginfort dose is very small. It's 100 mg once daily, and Ginfort is a once-a-day dose ginger extract. Ginfort received 2 awards. So one is Best Technology Award for Activism Technology, a technology which is used for developing and manufacturing Ginfort. This award was presented by the President of India. Here is the trophy as well as the certificate. The second award which we have received is the Best Nutraceutical Ingredient of 2024 award for Ginfort. This was awarded by the Association Chambers of Commerce and Industry of India. It's called ASSOCHAM. Thank you.
All right, excellent. Thank you. Again, everyone, please post your questions into the Q&A panel, and we'll get to those. And we're going to be joined also by Courtney from AIDP to field any questions that do come in. And everyone watching, just to reiterate, the presentations will be available to view on demand, so you'll be able to go back through and dig into the data a little bit after. Another comment about what a wonderful presentation that was, so thank you for that. I think you piqued some interest with the talk about additional studies coming on the horizon with GLP-1. Any sense of when we'll be seeing results from those, or anything else you can tell us about those?
Yeah, this is Dr. Somo here. So we just initiated GLP-1 study. So where basically we are evaluating the efficacy of the Ginfort in alleviating the nausea and vomiting sensation, which is the side effect of GLP-1 drugs. So it may take like another 6 months in order to complete this study, and like another 1 month in order to complete the data analysis and come up with the data.
All right, excellent. So we will stay tuned for that. Again, we have like another minute if anybody has questions. We were asked about the various formulations such as tablets, gummies, beverages. Where do you see the greatest opportunities for innovation?
Basically, Ginfort is capsule and tablet grade. So it is actually goes very well for the capsule formulations as well as tablet formulation. The uniqueness about the Ginfort is it goes very well with many of the synergistic products and the ingredients, specifically the probiotics. Probably this is one of the only ginger extract which is probiotic compatible. So I think this combination will be like very good for the digestive health.
All right, and Courtney, anything you want to add? Any final takeaways before we move on to our next session?
Yeah, I'll add a couple of points here. I just think that touching on what you said before, Maggie, the fact that Olean Life, our supplier partner here at AIDP, puts so much effort into new clinical innovation is just a testament to how well the Ginfort ingredient works for a variety of different applications. And building off of what Dr. Somu mentioned, we have also had successful commercializations in North America in a ready-to-mix powder beverage, as well as some success with doing things like lozenges. Of course, Ginfort is characteristically spicy, as you would imagine ginger to be, but it's very refreshing and a very lovely option for stick packs. You can make a lovely ginger ale with it as well. And I think that emerging evidence for the SIBO application is also, piquing a lot of people's interest there. So with a multi-solution for digestive health and PMS support for the ever-increasing and popular women's category.
Excellent. All right. Thank you both. Any other questions that people have, please do continue to post them, and the AIDP team will get those answered for you.